My name is Clara. I'm the Managing Director for Wiz.ai. So it's my pleasure today, this morning, at the Marina Bay Sands to share with all of you our Wiz.ai best practices on how to reinvent customer experience with voice and generative AI. So I think without further ado, I'm just going to share with all of you one very short video. Okay, this short video is in regards to many of us would have experienced when you call like an old school virtual assistant or the chatbot. Okay, let's get on to the video and then just lift up the mood a bit.
Woo! It has been a trip getting to you, Mama. Okay, so I just want to make an appointment with the chiropractor, so if you've anything for next week
I'm sorry. You're going to have to call back on Monday.
Why can't you help me now?
I have to go.
Okay. I don't mean to be difficult. Still a huge fan. But isn't the VA open until 5?
It is. But if I don't catch the 4:30 bus, I have to take the 4:45. So...
I've been trying to get in contact with you for a month. You can't take 5 minutes to help me?
I'm sure most of us will have this kind of experience. You want to get an appointment booked and you call like a VA, like a virtual assistant. Oh, that's kind of old school, right? Well, I mean, however, there are some organizations we do come across investment they have made like a couple of years ago, a couple of $1 million. I mean, the voice bot, the virtual assistant still sound like that. So that's it. So what exactly this graph that we have did the market research? So what does it entail? So of course we do know that customer experience is a very key and differentiating factor to compete in this very cutthroat, market environment. Whether those of you out there today, you're seated on a chair, some of you who are the CMO of the business, vice president of like business marketing, whether you're running the business for the B2B or B2C, nevertheless, it's about how can you understand your customer better so that exactly, the moment they pick up the call, they call your inbound customer service, you know exactly, intuitively what they want and create the experience they need, not a cookie cutter package. I think most of us will get experience with telco, especially, right? So if you look at the graph on the left that goes from top to bottom, indeed, the market trend as it is like data insights and all this terminology about big data, of course, it is here to stay. It started about 10 years ago. It is very much important. It's just that the adoption itself is driven very much like generative AI. And of course, the automation in terms of like customer loyalty, personalization, chatbot, and a voice assistant. Now, if you compare the graph like between purple color and the one in black that says 2019 and versus 2024. So what you see here for the voice as an enablement to create customer experience has grown significantly, especially during the pandemic where we have all the social distancing, correct? That's it, but again, we need more than just calling an agent, like getting our needs to be served. But it's about how this virtual assistant can understand me better. So as we went through the research that globally, the adoption by the global enterprise and the SMB customers, at the same that the early adopters, especially the last 1 year, CIO who have decided to pivot their old school customer experiences with the adoption for voice and generative AI, they have enjoyed a success metrics of 80% increase in customer loyalty, 70% increase in customer satisfaction, as well as 60% improve in revenue. Now, that said, there's a lot of like information about our daily challenges of interacting with virtual agents and the graph of the market trend. Let me tell you exactly what we do as Wiz.ai and how we're going to help you to reinvent the customer experience with voice and generative AI. So, Wiz.ai, we are a Singapore-based headquarter company. So we are not just reside here. We have a couple of offices in the Southeast Asia region and many satellite offices across the globe. So we are founded in the year 2019 with a mission to revolutionize customer interaction with our proprietary developed AI technology. All right, so we're going to run through a few demos in a while. All these are proprietary built. Right, we don't get it off like some cookie cutter software, from the market, right? So it's truly entirely our proprietary patented technology. And the vision for us is very straightforward. It's to make very intelligent, natural communication that's accessible to every business, enhancing the customer experience across every industry. So, as I said earlier, though the business we started about 5 years ago, but we have amassed a significant amount of languages development across the globe. All right? So apart from what I say about the English, like US, Australian, Singapore English, in the region, we have Bahasa like Indonesia and Malay, Malayu, Philippine Tagalog, Taglish, likewise Taiwan Mandarin, Thai, Vietnamese, Spanish, Portuguese that stretch across to Latin America. And that is all this language ability that our voice bot is to intuitively able to communicate with customers almost human-like. I'm going to just play the video in a while. And all this accumulation have attribute 4 trillion hours of interaction that we have interacted with customers in so far. And all this, as I said earlier, it is proprietary built, and we have acquired 11 pro patents. And very gladly, as this slide that jumped over earlier, in the recent press interview, we're very glad that our Singapore Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Heng Swee Keat, made accreditation to Wiz.ai and call us out. Being a Singapore-based entity, we have amazed all this success and attribution to a lot of support by conglomerates around the globe. And also, being a Singapore-based HQ company, we have been very gladfully say that we have tapped across to multi-industry. They are namely finance, telecommunication, e-commerce, healthcare, and many more. All right, so that is also the partnership. We are also working with Singapore government. Well, that's it because it's a public speaking event. I can't address the use case of what we are collaborating with the Singapore government at this point in time. Okay, so some sharing in terms of where the logos are, where we are, and the Wiz.ai footprint today. So though we are founded in the year 2019, we have been very glad. Up to now, which is counting, we have already acquired more than 300 clients' logos. Okay, and many of them, which I believe that all of you are familiar with, that encompasses the banks, the multi-finance, the fintech, healthcare, that uses our voice bot solution, e-commerce, telecommunication, and insurance. Now, I'm going to take you through exactly what is this intelligent, intuitive human interaction by a voice bot that we can do in terms of reinventing the customer experiences with our voice bot and as well as with our proprietary generative AI. All right, so essentially, we offer an advanced AI system, okay, that is truly built, proprietary built with our Gen AI model that provides seamless human-like interaction, as I've been emphasizing for a couple of slides. Okay? And more importantly, our technology is able to help businesses to automate customer service, personalized interactions that gather valuable insights. Now, in the next few slides, I'm going to talk about valuable insights, not just the normal big data. It's going to be intuitive data insights that talks about emotive behavior. Okay? But that's it, on this slide as well, I just want, those of you especially, you are involved in the business of doing digital transformation, or you are in the remit that you need to create customer experience and business outcome for your organization, this is a highly important slide. Because as all of us are very familiar, right, there's many MarTech applications out there. That's it, they are important applications. But let's say a lot of these MarTech applications, and we talk about data insights, these are pure data. Right, you still need an integration to understand human, how they think, how they talk, the behave, the toner, everything, right? So that is how I'm going to share with you in the next couple of slides that you're able to understand the wonders to why we're able to scale so quickly. Within 5 years, we have more than 200 clients that adopted Wiz.ai solution. Right, in a nutshell, think about Wiz.ai, we are the front-end enabler. We create front-end customer experience for your business. We are omni-channel, all right? So we are able to integrate with Facebook, with Instagram, with TikTok, and many more, as well as the integration with WhatsApp, Viber, line messages, all that can be achieved, right? We have a 360 view of our customer interactions with your end users, all right? And more importantly, because we are SaaS model and we are able to do also private cloud instances if the business desire for data sensitivity and confidentiality. Now, let me take you through on this simple demo of what we did for a global brand on the customer service with our virtual agent.
Thank you for calling Dyson Support. I'm your virtual assistant, Diane. As per our records, this number is registered under the name of Mr. Allen. Am I speaking with him?
Yep, this is Alan. I have an issue with my air purifier. The airflow is blocked or something like that. The airflow is very weak.
I'm sorry to hear that your air purifier isn't working properly. Is this the Dyson Big Plus Quiet Purifier that you purchased last year?
Yes, that's correct. I think I got it last year around April.
Understood. Let's start by trying some troubleshooting steps. Please clean it with a damp cloth. If your machine is dusty.
I've already tried cleaning it and it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, next, increase or decrease the airflow speed and change the air
Oh
direction.
no, I'm telling you, I've already tried everything. Come on, I pay for such an expensive brand like this. I should expect better quality. I should not be facing all these kind of issues, you know.
Sir, I completely understand your concern. I'm sorry for the inconvenience you faced. Your complaint has been duly noted, and our customer service manager will also be reaching out to you shortly. Additionally, I'll send you an SMS with a link to book an appointment with our technician to resolve the issue with your machine. Once again, my sincere apologies. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
If I need to send it down for the technician to service, where are the service centers?
Oh, we have 2 service centers you can choose from, Capital Singapore and Jewel Changi Airport.
Okay, thank you.
Can I assist you with anything else?
No, that's all, thanks.
Great. Before you go, could I ask you to rate your overall satisfaction with the product on a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being poor and 5 being great?
Right now, I'll give it a 2.
And on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate this call, with 1 being poor and 5 being excellent?
I'll give it a 5.
Thank you for choosing Dyson. If you need further assistance, feel free to give us a call. Have a wonderful day.
So this is totally with our voice bot, and we call it Wiz.ai Top-Up Solutions, right? It's entirely robotic, but you don't hear that it sounds robot. It sounds human-like, correct? It sounds a lot better than you call a disgruntled customer service, isn't that? And by the way, for those of you Singaporean, if you do call a help desk today, I'm not going to disclose the logos because of confidentiality. In fact, some of the big logos in Singapore today already uses our voice bot solution. So be nice to a voice bot because it's really Wiz.ai Top-Up Solution. All right. So with that, I'm not ending yet. I just want to share with all of you. So these are some of the BI on the back end on CRM dashboard.
This is Alan.
So a playback you hear.
With my air purifier, the airflow is blocked or something like that. The airflow is very weak. Yes, that's correct. I think I got it last year around April. I've already tried cleaning it and it doesn't make a difference. Oh no, I'm telling you, I've already tried everything. Come on, I pay for such an expensive brand like this. I should expect better quality. I should not be facing all these kind of issues, you know. If I need to send it down for the technician to service, where are the service centers? Okay, thank you. No, that's all, thanks. Right now, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 5.
So you see, for those of you, if you are involved in those high dynamic like market campaign creation during, say, Black Friday or Double 11, all right, that's going to be very compelling because you want to understand, like in all these interactions, right, is the voice bot capturing the accuracy tagging that you want them to capture keywords so that you can bring that forward, right, for your own marketing data analytics to understand your behavior of your customer segmentations. That's very key. And that's what we do in terms of able to capture and play back on the real-time monitoring of what's taking place in the conversation for better improved customer experience and satisfaction. Because as you can hear from the voice bot, when they start talking to end users at the very call itself, the voice bot is able to do like customer satisfaction scoring. And that's very key. Because I would imagine those of you, Vice President Technology here or CIO Technology here, you recognize that to do that in the additional elements of trying to understand your CSAT scoring with the end user, it takes additional investment. But at Wiz.ai, it's all encompassing. We do that one-stop shop here. And more importantly, we have this BI that able to draw back to the historical data, at the same time understanding like what has the customer been responding to their dialogue. So as I said earlier, right, while MarTech, it is very important as many available software out there, but many of them, it is very much do like very data analytics. That's it also because they are not in the structure of able to capture emotive and voice interactions. But in this case, because of the proprietary development that we provide with AI Talkbot, as a result, what you saw earlier, we capture the interactive on real-time monitoring is as good as you do understand your end user on the emotive behavior. As we know, right, when you talk to a customer, when you want to ask them to sign up a package, if they say a yes, it sounds excited, but a yes, it sounds down, right? So I don't think I need to speak further on that. If you do compare that to a pure data analytics, you need to do more than that. If you just say a yes, it bring back to your backend for the assessment report is as good as, oh, the customer is keen to sign a yes. But however, in Wiz.ai Talkbot, we do more than that. You're able to deciphering to say that the yes is a dull yes or excited yes in the toner of the elevation of the voice itself. And that's very compelling. And that's what we are very confident of doing, that redefinition of customer experience for enterprise business. All right, so just want to skip through that very quickly. Now, I'm going to share with all of you here, there's 3 success references we have on the case study. So for this case study number 1, okay, so we have got one of the largest e-commerce marketplace that came to us. So I don't need to mention the name. Is that 2 big e-commerce provider here in Singapore that all of us like to click that a lot during the campaign season. So before they came to us and deploy with AI Talkbot solution, they already have about close to 1 million micro sellers in their platform. However, they weren't able to find a very effective way on outreach to this micro seller and reminding them to list the content, right? Because to them, what's more competitive against their competitor is making sure that the micro sellers turn to them and start listing their discounted products, right? So before they deployed Wiz.ai Talkbot, they were literally using their human workforce in addressing that close to 1 million micro sellers they already have in their database. But they realized that even no matter how, there's still a lot of like incentive program for their account manager. Or any one fraction of month or time, they can only reach out to 5% of the reseller directly managed by the account manager. And that's not very effective. And as a result, they realize that in order to scale quickly, they have more content on marketplace, they start outsourcing all this engagement to a contact center outside. And yet again, contact center is human agents. As a result, it's not quite consistent, the result of the improvement, right? So what then happened when they turn to us, they say, hey, we say, how about, would you be able to do some architecture for them to help them improve their sellers onboarding or resuscitation of their sellers to release the content? So they did that. So very quickly, we understand their use case, their problems. So for Wiz.ai, our delivery schedule can be really rapid. We can do the whole delivery deployment, anything between 2 weeks. If there's more complexity, it can be 6 months. So that's how quick we are. So as soon as we know what they want to achieve, we quickly deploy our Talkbot for this e-commerce player. And then they were able to do acquisition, leading that to improvement of 35 times. Okay, the sellers, the 1 million sellers that served by our AI agent as compared to the traditional method. And more importantly, any 1 minute when their human employee to call the micro seller, we're able to call 6 times. So think about it. The delta is 1:6. That's from our Wiz.ai Talkbot. So that, as a result, needless to say, that's, of course, growth in activation and revenue. Now, the second use case I want to talk about, it is also one of the largest fintech provider. So this fintech provider, predominantly before they came to Wiz.ai Talkbot solution, they've been leveraging a lot on the SMS traditional method as well as various communication channels, social media, so to outreach to whether it's an existing user database for reactivation or new user for new subscription. But let's say, even with all these expensive marketing dollars investments, they don't see a lot of uptake in their loan application. And then as a result, the mandatory KYC process have a high drop-off rate. All right, it's not very effective when they start doing the human way and the traditional marketing investment. So what then happens, they came to our top-up solution. They say, hey, Wiz.ai, can you help me with this issue I have? I need to make sure, well, I'd like to have a lot of subscribers to grow with me 20% month-on-month. But again, when we start doing all this month-on-month increment for subscribers, your top bot need to perform KYC compliance with every user they want to sign up with my fintech solution. I say, okay, why not? Give us the requirement. And we did that. So again, in a fraction of few months, we were able to outreach to 15 million customer reach. That will probably take years for them or months for them to even do it via from their human agents. Right? We're able to do round the clock basically. Because voice bot, there's no toilet break. Voice bot, top bot, Wiz.ai top bot, you don't need a tea break. Right? Most importantly, you can berate, the top bot customer service agent, but in a good way. But of course, they won't get angry with you, right? Versus if you start calling a human service agent, they probably start bickering with you. So that as a result, we see an improvement of 50% product conversion to become like subscribers. Under top-up solution, this fintech provider enjoy with us. All right, and of course, that leads to a significant cost saving this fintech provider was able to enjoy. Now, my last use case being one of the regional largest bank. So prior to that, they were trying to actually leverage on their own chatbot in a means to interact with the end users. But then they realized that it wasn't that effective and the result wasn't promising. And at the same time, they also were experiencing quite a number of like outstanding loans, whether it's a business loan, consumer loans, and they have been predominantly leveraging back on their customer service agent to do a debt collection call. But they realized that even they were to train their human agent to do debt collection call, it wasn't that robust. The result wasn't consistent. So then about last year, they decided to come to us. They say, hey, Wiz.ai, how about let's do this together? So they deploy our solution. And the moment they deploy our top bot, they were highly impressed because they realized that the top bot that what we offer is not just like simple meet and greet. It's more than just that. It's about calling, hey, Miss Clara, or you have an outstanding loan today, like say $8,000. How are you going to make the payment? So the top bot was able to go down to a human-like negotiation level with the end user, asking the end user, when are they going to pay? Are you going to pay? And at the same time, follow up with a calling date just to make sure that the customer pay out as well. So it's a next level top bot solution that we're able to address to this largest bank in this region. So more importantly, because of all this KYC that's needed, of course, we provide a conversation summary, as all of you see in the CRM. And as a result, with all the compliance met, more importantly, it's also the time saving, as you see that we brought an improvement of 91% that would have taken a human agent 8 hours to make, say, for example, 40 calls a day, right? That's the best performing human agents. But with TopBot, we streamlined that to 45 minutes. And that's so fast that the voice bot, TopBot, that we're able to extend forward to this bank. All right? And more importantly, because if you think about it, the demographic or every debtors, right, have different outstanding payment schedules. Some would have owned the money for 15 days, some would have owned the money for 30 days. And all this training that you need with human agent is very expensive. Because every dialogue speaking to every debtors on the different schedulers that they own the money with the bank, you take a different dialogue, for example, right? Some you need to be a bit more assertive, affirmative. Those that own money for more than 30 days, you have to say, okay, you need to pay late interest charges, for example. So that training course itself, if were to apply that to human agent, not only you need to put up a script and educate the human agent, it takes time as well for people to get used to the dialogue, right? But whereas for like a top-bot solution, as soon as the demographic of the debtors that segmented to different areas of like late payment schedules, the top bot is immediately able to understand what's needed for them to do the call out on the script, on the interactive. So that already itself saves a lot of time and training costs. And more importantly, with a top bot, is a consistency of results, return of results. So needless to say, that brought about the improved level of ROI. So with that said, I'm very glad to share the information today about Wiz.ai, all right, the value proposition to what we do, that we're able to help businesses to improve and reinvent customer experience with our voice bot, as well as a generative AI that is properly built. All right, so as a part to what I just mentioned, that this Gen AI, it is in-house developed. IT data security, we have already accredited with a number of certification globally. Of course, that said, we do not just reside in Singapore. We have regional offices in the region, as well as satellite offices as far as to Latin America, US, as well as to Europe and Australia as well. And more importantly, because of the ability that we understand business outcome need different kind of cloud deployment. So whether is it going to be a situation for a SaaS model or private cloud instances, for more data-sensitive businesses, we're able to do that. And more importantly is scalability, because we address pay per you grow. And last but not least, I oftentimes get questions asked to me, Clara, is AI going to replace human? Is AI going to replace human? Anyone? So my sharing to this question, the answer is no, but rather it is co-pilot. So which is why down to my bottom right sharing about enhanced staff development. Because as soon as all this repetitive mundane tasks is able to replace with a good enabler, for example, with AI top-up solution, that leads more complex business outcome that needed humans to intervene and upskill their own skills development and manage the robot to make better decision making. All right. So with that, thank you everyone for your time, and I'll end my presentation today. And likewise, for those of you who are keen to find out about how can we do more business improvement for your customer experience, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, you can look me up on my LinkedIn. I'm sure you're able to find me on LinkedIn. I'll see you the next time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.